As all of you guys know by now, Heartless was my second favorite book of 2016, a very close second. And now I'm going to tell you guys all about why that is. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a full review of Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This was my second favorite book of 2016, as I've mentioned, and there's a lot of fantastic things in here that I really enjoyed, and now I'm going to share some of the things that I liked about Heartless with you. Heartless is an Alice in Wonderland kind of prequel retelling. So Heartless is a telling of how the Queen of Hearts became the Queen of Hearts. We follow young Catherine, who has aspirations to become the best baker in all of Hearts. She shares this dream with her best friend and maid, Mary Ann. So far, her biggest problem is convincing her mother, the Marchioness of Turtle Cove Rock, and her father, the Marquis, that she needs the money to start this little adventure with her friend. Everything seems to be going alright for Kath until her mother has different plans for her future, which will definitely get in the way of her becoming the best baker of Hearts. Along the way, she meets the new and mysterious court jester who is more familiar to her than he should be. This was another fantastically written book by Marissa Meyer. I absolutely loved the characters. I loved the whimsical feeling of keeping that whimsy of Alice in Wonderland. It was just overall a really well-written book with a fantastic world build out of the original Wonderland world, with all of the original Alice in Wonderland characters that were just really interwoven so well into this. What I think I really liked about this book again is Marissa Meyer's fantastic ability of bringing out a fantastic cast of characters. Lady Catherine Pinkerton, or Kath as we called her, I really liked, and I also really fully identified in a lot of things with Kath. I identified in some aspects of her relationship with her mother. I identified very well of having dreams and aspirations, but having a lot of people having different ideas of what your life should look like. I definitely felt for Kath at those points and really identified with a lot of things with my own life. And it's really been a while since I've had a character like Kath who has just been really identifiable with a lot of events in my own life, and I just really was drawn to and her feelings and how she dealt with all of these. Now, a lot of these characters were not full creations of Marissa Meyer, but she did a fantastic way of putting her own twist and her own creativity on these original works and characters, was staying true to the original character types that we met in Alice in Wonderland. This book turned out not only how the Queen of Hearts became to be, but how some of the other characters and cast, and maybe even the more behind-the-scene characters of Alice in Wonderland came to be, which I thought was very fascinating. And as soon as I met Mary Ann, I had a feeling of what was going to happen to Mary Ann. I met another character who I kind of figured would happen to that character. It was really well done and really well put in there that it didn't take away from the full story of how Kath became the Queen of Hearts. Now, within the storyline of Kath and her dreams to become a baker, there's this huge storyline of this mystery that is happening behind the scenes, but it becomes the biggest part of the book toward the end of the book, and that's how what launches the major events of how Kath becomes the Queen of Hearts. It was so well done and so well implemented into the story that it kind of just snuck in there and snuck up on you, and then it exploded into this massive plot and great action, and it was just really well received for me. With my imagination, it was just fantastically done. So this big action mystery plot really is very subtle throughout the most of the book, and then explodes into the main storyline. But it took me a while to try and figure out how she was going to take someone as endearing as Lady Catherine and make her into that mad monarch yelling off with their heads. Of course, the way all of that was executed was very well done, and see what I did there? Going back to the characters, there was a fantastic group of characters. I really like Just, who was the court joker that we met. I really enjoyed his character. He's a really conflicting character. He was kind of dark and mysterious on one side, but then sweet and romantic on the other half, and it was just kind of hard to figure out what he was going to do and what was going to happen. He was a complicated but well fleshed out and well developed character. Catherine was the same way. You're trying to figure out where that snap was going to happen, where she would kind of switch her mind over and become that Queen of Hearts. But she was just very developed, very fleshed out, and a lot of the things that just kind of the strain from the relationship with her parents, pushing on this different lifestyle that they want for her, and then her strain of wanting to do and follow her heart. And that all just kind of boiled up, and then you throw in this explosive plot, and that all boiled up in her, and then kind of released what happened to her in the end. You do meet some of the other fantastic Alice in Wonderland characters, like the Mad Hatter makes a bit of appearance. You meet Cheshire Cat, and of course the King of Hearts. I actually don't know what I thought about the King of Hearts. He annoyed me, but entertained me at the same time. I definitely felt for Kath as she was being pushed towards the King of Hearts by her parents. I definitely felt for her because I could just feel the cringeworthiness of being around this little idiot. I couldn't really figure out. He just seemed like such an idiot to me, but in an endearing way. I don't know. Now, I didn't go into a lot of details because I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as I can without just gushing about a million things in this book. I've said the storyline was really well done. It started off with this one focus, this other subtle story started to take into, and then exploded. So the story was just really well developed. The characters were really well developed and really complicated and really fleshed out. It was fantastic to be in another world of Marissa Meyer. Even though she took another writer's world of Wonderland, she really created it and really made you see a lot more different aspects of Wonderland. What I really liked about the writing of the story is that there's always that bit of whimsy within Alice in Wonderland, how it's against social norms, the speaking is different, the grammar and the language and the things that happen that are just impossible to our regular mind started to become everyday life for Wonderland. And Marissa Meyer really captured that whimsical feeling and made it feel like everyday life for us while we're reading the book. And that was just a lot of fun to listen to a nonsensical kind of banter between some characters, and which was a regular conversation to them. I hope that made sense of how I described the writing, but it was just very well done and really drew me in right from the beginning. I picked this book up for Boxing Day. I was waiting at Starbucks for my ride, and I was already 2 chapters into the book before I even got picked up and was finished shopping. That's how quickly this book drew me in. Now, sadly, this is a standalone, but the way Marissa Meyer wrote this, she probably could launch this into a series. She left it ended and satisfied and completed within the story because, of course, we know what happens to the Queen of Hearts and what happens within that Alice in Wonderland story. But I really think she could do an Alice in Wonderland retelling series and kind of launch and kind of retell the Alice in Wonderland story within her own world and her own writing. I think it would be fantastic and really well done. So I'm really sad it actually is a standalone, but she does have more books coming out this year, so I won't be on Marissa Meyer withdrawal for long. For the content of this book, I guarantee it a clean read again. Fantastically done. The romance was really well done as well, because there is a bit of romance in here. There is a bit of kissing and stuff, but it really doesn't get anywhere to a point that it bothered me at all. If you want more information about that, you can leave me a comment down below and I'll let you know what you want to know without spoiling anything for you. But other than that, guaranteed a clean read, fantastically written book, fantastic story overall. It was a clear favorite of mine this year, and I hope you guys have all picked it up and read it so far. If not, let me know in the comments below. If you have read it, let me know in the comments below, and let's gush about it together because it was just phenomenal. So that's the end for me today, guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!